Why is he saying yes now, Charlie? In the summer, it was quite publicly known. He said no.
Yeah, I mean, part of that, our understanding is that in the summer, there was a lot of uncertainty over the squad and in particular Harry Kane. And you think if you're coming in to a job and you've got this long running saga, you don't know if your talisman's going to be there. That's kind of, raises some questions. Now, Kane's not going anywhere, certainly not until next summer. And I'm sure Conte believes that with him there, he can sell him the project and he can get him to stay longer term. There will have been assurances as well on what he can and can't spend. This is a big discussion point, the extent to which Conte is a checkbook manager. I don't think that's fair, but he knows this team needs investment. It absolutely does. And bear in mind, Conte, he is a Champions League level manager and then some. So he's coming into a Europa Conference League team. So he needs to get that team up to kind of the level he's at, really. And that will take investment. There's no two ways about it. So I think once those issues, and especially the Kane thing, those were kind of smoothed over, he was sold on the project. And it may be as well that there weren't the other options there that perhaps he thought there would be. And that summer's a much easier time to move as a manager. Obviously, then nothing came up then. So he might have thought, well, this might be my best option. And United, that's been talked about a lot as well. Solskjaer, by beating Spurs, has kept himself in that job for a little bit longer. So I think all those things combined to make him think this is a project I want to take on.
Andy, why is this different from Jose Mourinho's signing? Because he was touted as a serial winner. But I look at Mourinho's stock when he arrived and everything that happened at Manchester United. I know he won some trophies. I know that he finished second and he claimed that as a better achievement. And I also look at how things finished at Chelsea for him. So why is it different for Antonio Conte coming in and his nature, his combustible nature?
Well, I think there was a bit of a feeling with Jose that he was kind of getting past his sell-by date in terms of his methods and perhaps not working. I don't think you're there with Conte. I mean, as Charlie said, there is no doubt at all we are talking elite level. And I totally get why Spurs have made that type of appointment off the back of what's happened with Nuno. My concern still would be, again, what are Spurs looking to achieve? So they want trophies, and it feels like quite a short-term fix. I think it's an 18-month contract that we're talking about, with perhaps an option to an extend. So what are they looking at achieving within that time frame? Are we talking trophies, Champions League? That's not going to be easy when you've got Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea primarily. I think those three now are ahead of everyone else. And then you've got Man United, you've got Arsenal. So I think it's interesting that the route that they've gone, they could have gone another route. They could have gone back to, if you like, a Pochettino type appointment, what Pochettino was at that stage. We'd perhaps be talking about someone like Graham Potter, although I'm not saying that he would have actually ended up going to Spurs. But I understand why they're going the route they are. I'm not entirely convinced it's going to work.
Ultimately, I guess you have to say it's the players who do the talking on the pitch. It's not Antonio Conte. So how are the squad reacting to the news about Conte, do you think, Charlie? How do you think they will receive it? Because they never seem to really take the Nuno. And it's a big contrast to Antonio Conte coming in. But the fact that it is an 18-month contract, exactly as Andy says, what do you think that indicates about the future of Conte at Spurs, the longevity? And Harry Kane, is he going to be happy? So many questions I'm throwing at you, I know. Yeah,
there's a lot to unpack there. No, my sense from what I've been told, re the players, is that they are very excited about his appointment. And for someone like Kane, there's a lot that could be a massive lift because Kane is elite. He has, he's had some difficult periods where I don't think the players around him have been up to his level, where he probably hasn't had managers up to his level. I mean, with all due respect, I don't think when Kane was, weighing up his future in the summer, what I was told was that the appointment of Nuno hardly shifted the dial. And you can understand that because if you're Harry Kane and you're wanting to be playing Champions League, you're bringing a coach who is Europa League at best. So Conte comes in, he is serial winner. I mean, as you said, I'm loath to use that phrase because of how we got burnt with Mourinho, and we were told that this guy cannot fail to win trophies. Of course, that's not the case. But yeah, the players are excited about it, and I think that's a really good point, and about the kind of what's the vision here, because it is very much a short term. Let's just go for it now. And one thing I would say with Levy, I still think it's an appointment that doesn't scream visionary. You know, to me, it screams, well, it's the third former Chelsea manager they've appointed in less than a decade. It's another appointment, and the only time he hasn't done this is Pochettino, which worked out amazingly. It's another appointment that's, to me, saying, well, what's worked well for other clubs? Let's just try and replicate that. But the thing is, with football, generally you achieve success by being the first to do something. You know, you get someone on the up. Now, Conte may still be, I think he is still elite level, but whether he'll be as transformative as, you know, Antonio Conte would have been when he's really in that kind of stage of your career where you're just skyrocketing, like a sort of Graham Potter now, you know, and it's that's the skill. That's where, you know, someone like Jurgen Klopp, when he came in, was right at that sweet spot. Maybe Conte will. Maybe he will have that transformative effect. But 18 months, that's not so atypical. You know, quite often, I think Tuchel was originally given 18 months. But yeah, whether Conte will want to kind of be a project manager, I'm not so sure. I mean, that's not really been his style. I mean, Juve a little bit, but generally since then, it's been a couple of years blast, move on to the next thing. But I think Spurs fans are at a point now, if they get short-term success, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah. True. I mean, Guardiola is staying on at Manchester City probably longer than most of us expected as well. In defence, just a slight defence for Mourinho. He did reach a cup final, but did not manage the game. It was Ryan Mason. So maybe he could have lived up to his billing to be a serial trophy winner. Maybe.